I once defined San Francisco as 49 square miles surrounded entirely by reality. And here's a little fiddle tune to dance you out with. Thanks for having us here, and keep it going.
It's been a pleasure. Ladies and gentlemen, the Jefferson Starship. Are you guys all volunteers out there? If you guys are volunteers, we want you all to remember what happened here today and to spread the spirit of compassion and love and forgiveness and sharing and unity throughout the planet. Are you ready to do it? Today, we have joined together generations from the Beat generation with Michael McClure and Diane DePrima to the hippie generation and the musicians you just heard from Jefferson Starship. And now it gives me great honor to continue that transition with a very close friend of mine and someone who made a strong and important influence in San Francisco history, the Pope of Punk, Mr. Dirk Dirksen.
I was told to come out here and abuse you. I don't think you can be abused. You're all sort of getting ripe and sweaty, and I certainly wouldn't want to share the car going back home with you. I've been asked to introduce someone that made a big impact. He's sort of the token punk on this geriatric set of musicians. For some reason, which actually there is a reason that isn't the fault of Chet or the organizers, but they had originally intended to do 2 days, and they wanted to have the current musicians on that bill. However, it wasn't possible to do that for economic reasons. So, thank you for your wisdom down there. I will get off as soon as we bring on Jello Biafra. Let's hear it for him.
I never thought I'd wind up being close to the youngest person on this bill, so I guess I got a lot of ground to cover. Although, for those of you into trivia, Matthew Montfort, the leader and wonder guitarist of Ancient Future, who played this morning, was my 7th grade locker partner. And we went to high school together, so Matt, if you're still here, come see me after the show. Because both Matt and I got a real good whiff of the Summer of Love and the positive energy that brought an end to the Vietnam War and sent Richard Nixon out of the White House and gave birth to feminism, choice, the environmental movement, and much more work that unfortunately, when people like Matthew and I came of age in the 70s, was left unfinished. And too many people who gave peace a chance decided there wasn't enough money in it. It was far more important to have a 4-wheel drive yuppie Cadillac to barricade yourself against the mongrel hordes in the 1990s, as everybody from Rush Limbaugh to Bill Clinton tells people to hate each other. That we are supposed to be a marketplace instead of a community. I'm glad many people here know better. When they say that, don't believe it. And when they tell you being competitive is more important than giving a damn about the earth and your fellow human beings, don't believe it. And when I tell you that Princess Diana wrapped around a tunnel and O.J. Simpson are bigger scandals than the welfare bill, the Clinton-Bush-Gingrich crime bill, the destruction of the forest in Northern California for profit, don't believe it. So this is a piece I originally wrote when I was allowed on National Public Radio, which doesn't happen very often, as a message to the next President of the United States during one of the elections. So far, my suggestions have not been heeded, so I figure that rather than give up, as so many people did in the 70s, the 60s were cool, it was the 70s that blew it. Anyway, I feel good suggestions are worth repeating. So, to the President of the United States and all future election winners and people holding public office, wake up, get real. The way we're going in 2001 will be like Russia is now. Call off the drug war. It's worse than the drugs. Gangs and crime won't end until prohibition ends. Decriminalize all drugs, even heroin and crack. Put users on prescription so they don't have to rob and kill people to pay the mob's high drug prices. And use the money saved from excess law enforcement to treat people who want to quit. How can I trust you, Bill Clinton, when you're just like Bush, still pushing the drug war and boot camps, labor camps, concentration camps in America? Rehab costs 2/3 less than prison. In Europe, they call this approach harm reduction. And it has already been proven to work in Holland, England, Switzerland. And what do you know? Their crime rate is lower, HIV rate is lower, and even Holland's drug use rate is lower than our own. And where's the drive-bys? Where's the gangs? Harm reduction will take a far bigger bite out of crime than redneck vigilante bullshit like 3 strikes you're out. Marijuana is less harmful than beer or cigarettes. So if you light up a joint, be sure to pop that great big beer can balloon over there in the corner. Do it for me, please. And as many of you know, the hemp plant can be made into paper to save our forests, clothes, medicine, even fuel for cars. Think of what that would do to save our family farms. And you wouldn't even have to inhale. And Tipper Gore, if you're really so concerned about victims of the violence that may or may not be media inspired, why don't you volunteer your time at a battered women's shelter instead of running around this country to this day trying to batter innocent poets, artists, and musicians? Homeless problem? Give them a home! Legalize squatting in all those empty buildings, Willie! Balance the budget? Tax religion. We have a minimum wage. How about a maximum wage? 6 figures and it's payback time. Barry Bonds and Steve Young could save the whole Bay Area mass transit system all by themselves. People on welfare should not be the ones who have to balance the budget. Bill Gates, Ross Perot, and Michael Jordan should balance the budget. And no free trade with any country that treats its workers and its environment as badly as Mexico does. Or Indonesia or China either. Cut the military budget to 0. Our biggest national security threat, besides that Cassini space probe going up tomorrow, is the arms race we still have with ourselves. But if there must be a military, why not retrain them to rebuild neighborhoods, feed hungry people, clean up toxic waste? And let's use our gazillion-dollar militarized space program to do something useful and send the FBI, CIA, DEA, NSA, ATF, and the Pentagon to Mars and leave them there!
We have a huge parade coming